Hi friends, Naji here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing on caching in LangGraph. So we are specifically discussing on node level caching in LangGraph. So we all know caching is very important. So in a LangGraph, we know that there will be like multiple nodes will be there. In some scenarios, one of the node will be taking a lot of time to execute, right? So LangGraph is provided with a feature that is caching, and we could able to cache in a node level. So we'll see how can we do that, and for that we need to import few packages. So first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to import langgraph.cache.memory, and I'm going to import InMemoryCache. Okay, so this is very important, and if you are getting any error while importing this, which means that your package, your LangGraph package is old, you may need to upgrade it. So please upgrade it to latest version, then try to use the same statement like from langgraph.cache.memory and import InMemoryCache. So this will, I think this will adjust after upgrading. I'm sure that this will work fine. So once that, after this, like I'm going to add like some of the supporting packages, that is langgraph.graph. I can import state graph. Now let me have langgraph.type. I can import the cache policy. So this is to define the cache policy. So I can also from typing dot extension, I can import the type dict, and also let me import the time also. Okay, now let me define a state. So this will be type dict. I believe this should be familiar with you guys by now. Can have a result is also. Now let me do a builder. Builder will be state graph. I can pass the state. Now let me define a expensive function, a expensive node, which will have a state of state. So which will return a dictionary of string and integer. We'll see what this will do. It's a simple function. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sleep for 2 seconds. Okay, to make it a expensive function. Now I'm going to return the result. Okay, so the result will be state.x into 2. So this will be x into 2. So this is my expensive function, and I'm going to build a graph with this expensive function. So I can set builder.set entry point. So my entry point will be expensive function, expensive node, and I can set the finishing point as expensive node, which means I have only one node. Now let me define a cache here. So this will be InMemoryCache. Now we can compile the builder.compile. I can compile it with this particular cache. This is similar to the state or the checkpoint, I can say. Okay, so here's enough for found at starting at unknown expensive node. So let me see expensive node. Okay, maybe I didn't execute this. Let me execute this. Set entry point as expensive node. I'm just doing copy and paste. Let me restart it. Let me do a run node. Okay, still have the issue. So let me see how the builder works. Builder.set entry point expensive node. This is correct, and the finishing is also correct. Okay, so the thing is I didn't add the node with the builder, so let me add a node. Okay, so this is the important part. Sorry, I forgot to add this. So let me add a add node. Here I can add expensive node, right? Here I can mention expensive node. So the next thing is very important. Here I can set the cache policy. Okay, so I'm going to set the cache policy, and time to leave I'm going to set it as a maybe 120 seconds. Let me execute it. Okay, now what I can do a print statement. I can call graph.invoke. Now I am passing x is equal to 6. Let me execute it. We'll see how much time it will take. We can see that it is taking nearly 2 seconds. Okay, now I'm executing it again. See, this time it took only 0 seconds. Executing it again. Okay, it's again taking 0 seconds, right? So this will cache for maybe 120 seconds. So for the demo purpose, let me change it to maybe 3 seconds. Okay, now let me run it again. So execution is in progress. Took 0 seconds. Now after 3 seconds it's taking like 2 seconds again. Now 0 seconds. Now 2 seconds again. Okay, because we set only the seconds here, 3 seconds here. Now let me switch back to 120 seconds itself. Okay, 120 seconds. Now we need to build it again, so let me build it again. Okay, so the execution is in progress. Okay, again the execution is in progress. It's working fine. Again execution is in progress. This is good. Now to clear the cache, what I can do, I can click on cache.clear. Okay, now I'm trying it. It's working fine. It is working fine. Working fine. Now let me add one more parameter here. I can have stream mode is equal to updates. See, by adding this we can see that this is a cache data. Now let me clear it, executing it. Here there is no metadata information. Now I'm trying it again. We can see that it is a cache data. Okay, so this is working fine. Now let me add one more expensive node. Okay, for that let me do a copy paste here. Just adding a, maybe let me add a markdown. I'm adding two expensive node. Okay, here I'm just doing some copy and paste. Builder, this is the expensive node. I can add one more state here. Class state. This is from typedict. Here I am saying x is integer, here I am saying y is integer, and here I am setting the result as integer. Okay, now I am building the state. Here I have the expensive result is there, node is there. Now add one more expensive node, that is expensive node 2. What it does is, it will, instead of it is x, it will do y, and it will do multiply by 20. Okay, so we have the expensive node 1 and we have expensive node 2. add these two expensive node to our builder. Okay, so builder dot add node, you can say expensive node. Now cache policy, set the cache policy here. Cache policy will be time to leave, that is equal to 120. Okay. Now add the second one, add node. We can just do a copy paste, but I don't want to make any mistake by doing the copy and paste. So here I have the expensive node 2. Okay, now set the cache policy here. This is my cache policy. Time to leave is maybe 30 seconds. Okay, now just add the edges. Builder dot add edge. From expensive node we will be going to the expensive node 2. Should have a double quotes here. Okay, now just set the builder dot set entry point. I'm going to make it expensive node. I'm not setting the finishing finishing point now. I believe it's not needed. So let me create a graph. Just build.compile and compile with our cache. Okay, now let's invoke it. Graph.invoke. Here I'm going to set x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 8. Let me set stream mode, which is equal to updates. Okay, so the execution is in progress. We can see it took nearly 4 seconds, and we know that the result is equal to 12 and the result is equal to 160. Okay, again execute it. It took only 0 seconds because we are getting the cache data. Here we can see we are getting the cache data. Executing and we are getting the cache data. Now let's do cache.clear. Now execute it. It is taking 4 seconds and it is taking 4 seconds. It is again 0 seconds now. Now there is a scenario. I don't want to clear the entire namespace, right? I want to clear only the expensive node 2, or I want to delete only expensive node namespace. Okay, I don't want to clear everything together. So in that case, what we can do, okay, to be frank, I don't find any direct method to do that. Okay, maybe it's there in the document. I don't find it in the documentation, but this is kind of a workaround that I have tried. Okay, so if you do cache dot underscore cache, this will give us some namespace. Here we can see we have the two namespaces are there. One is with the expensive node and another one is the expensive node 2. So what I can do a cache dot clear. Here I can pass the namespace. Okay, just copy it from here to here. Okay, I'm copying it and this is my namespace. This is my namespace. I don't need the full thing, just need up to this. Okay, so this is my namespace. Okay. Now I'm going to clear that namespace only. Okay, and I'm going to execute. So the execution is in progress. Okay, now both are taking from the they are actually calculating it, now executing it. This is from the cache. Now I'm going to clear the expensive node 1. Okay, now again I'm going to execute this. We'll see now it took only 2 seconds because the expensive 2 is from the cache data and expensive 1 is the live data. Execute it again. Okay, So again the node 2 is from the cache data. Now what I can do, I'm not only the cache 2, I mean the expensive node 1 and the expensive 2 both are from the cache data. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the second namespace. Cache.clear, I can specify namespace. Okay, so this is the second namespace. So let me copy up to this. Paste it here, execute it. Okay, now I clear the second namespace. Maybe I can copy this to ease of run, execute it. Okay, so this time we can see that expensive 2 is a live calculated data, and expensive 1 node is from the cache data. So in this way we can easily do the caching, and we can easily clear the namespaces if needed. This is very important feature, because most of the time, if consider like if you are one of our node is reading the data from our database, so it is definitely will take some time, right? So this kind of a caching will help us, or which will help the entire application to responses fast to the customer. Okay, so that is all about in this video. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Thank you.